Vanny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Zedos Again podcast. I'm Joseph Buchanan. Joining me today is
Sacha Allari.
And we are here to talk about film, and we'll get straight into it. We're talking about, just before we started, we were talking about the Bond rights. So it looks like Annapurna Pictures are close to landing the rights to the James Bond films. And so, if you've never heard of this company, they're quite an independent company, really. They make smaller films. And it looks like they muscled out Sony and Warner Brothers, and I can't remember whoever it was that wanted the rights to distribute these films and make them. And it looks like as you were saying just now, you didn't think it would be these guys. You thought it would be Sony that still had that would get in there with the rights.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it'd still be Sony, but hey, that is what it is, I guess. I mean, I think it'd do good business for these guys. I mean, this is kind of like blockbuster IP for them in terms of the content that they choose to churn out. But it should be quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even notice it. I was looking through the net before you came here, and I saw the net, so what? Who the hell are these people? And so I thought, that's interesting news. I mean, you would have thought that the bigger players would have
shelled out more for Bond.
And it turns out that the independent, the independent just went, yes please,
yeah.
Yeah, we want to make these films now.
I guess maybe like Sony's offer. Well, I guess maybe Sony don't have the cash to keep a franchise like Bond. I don't know. I mean, you'd think they would pull out all the stops for James Bond, considering the mess that they're in. You know, that's like them losing a gem. To be honest, that's an Infinity Stone gone there. Just saying, they can't rely on Spider-Man. Because to be honest, they're about this again is a franchise where they needed to just the thing is they're in no position to do anything, because this move goes to show who wears the trousers down. It's Barbara Broccoli. You know what I mean? Wherever she goes, Bond goes. They own that franchise straight out. Ian Productions and they can go wherever. Yeah, really, and Sony just need to play ball. You know what I mean? That's all they need to do. No one creative from the producing angle, from their guys need to hush their mouths and let fucking money roll in. But some people are afraid to do that, man. Yeah. It's not like James Bond's an IP that's even a bad James Bond will make money. It's happened. Yeah. It's happened. Yeah. And when I say money, every James Bond since License to Kill officially has never lost money. It's actually made more money than the last one, if that makes sense. GoldenEye made more money than License to Kill. Tomorrow Never Dies was a bad film, but that made more money than GoldenEye, and the cycle went on and on and on. Casino Royale made bank. Quantum of Solace was a terrible movie, and that made more money than
It's consistent.
It's consistent. It's a franchise where the IP just keeps giving in the coin, after every installment. So they're stupid. You know what I mean? So Sony are really stupid to let this one go. To be honest, that's considering it was there for since Royale. You know what I mean? They couldn't afford to let this one go. That's real bad hindsight on their part.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I would have thought they would have fought a little harder. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're pitching their chances on this Venom film And I don't know about that.
I don't think anyone knows about that. I mean, like, you got Tom Hardy.
Yeah, they've got talent in that picture,
Tom Hardy does sell a film to non-comic book people. Definitely, there's no denying about that. But you know, you guys know what I'm gonna say. It's just like, why mess with the formula at Marvel, man?
Yeah, it's
like again, just like James Bond, they just didn't have to do anything. Just let Kevin Feige and those guys do their thing, and the dividends will come. You want your Spider-Man universe? That will happen in due course. Just relax.
Yeah.
Let it happen organically, and the seeds will grow into the tree. But these guys just want the tree. So, yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, this is not finalised yet. So, I guess in the coming weeks or months. I have more weeks than I say months. We'll find out what the actual story is of this. Okay, on to other news. Do you know about the comic book Danger Girl?
Yes, I do know about Danger Girl. I own every single issue of the original Danger Girl. Oh, only what? Are they making that into a movie?
Yeah, or movie and TV show.
And the TV show. Now, you see, about 20 years ago, when a comic book... About 25 years ago, when the comic book first came out, I really loved it. It was fun. It was like a cheesy 90s blockbuster kind of feel to it.
So Charlie's Angels.
It was exactly Charlie's Angels. You got to understand, Charlie's Angels wasn't around in the 90s. So when the Charlie's Angels movie came out, it was like, oh yeah, I guess any chance of a Danger Girl film's out the window. But you got to understand, their boss in the comic book is Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you look at the picture, the draw is Sean Connery. He has a flashback to when he used to be an agent. It's Bond. So it's the Danger Girl's I can see it as a very cheesy film, which would just like what Charlie's Angels, the McG ones were. That's the vibe you need for Danger Girl.
So, but just written a little bit better, because I would arguably say that the first Charlie's Angels was pretty cool in what it was delivering, and then the second one kind of
it kind of lost its way a bit. I can't really remember the second one other than Bruce Willis at the start. Yeah, but I mean, what do you call it? Danger Girl. Because of Charlie's Angels' existence, I don't think I'd like to see an animated Danger Girl. I think that'd work in the Adult Swim world. I'd watch that. As a movie, people are just going to compare it to Charlie's Angels. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like, it's a great comic book, but you know, I'm going to guarantee you this: people that read the comics, and trust me, if you Google, I can't remember the guy's name because we're going back like years, the 90s when I read this. I can't divorce myself from Sean Connery. If the guy's supposed to look like Sean Connery. Yeah. And when other people figure that out, they're just going to think the same. Because Sean Connery is... You can't replace Sean Connery. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just can't. Well, unless you get Roger Moore or like... But that's not going to happen. You know, if they got Pierce Brosnan, maybe that would be a good little wink kind of thing. But again, it's... in the comic book, it's very distinctive that it was Sean Connery. Yeah. He just looked like Sean Connery, and when they had the flashbacks to when he was younger, it was just, you know, I just want to know who, if they do it, I wonder who they cast for Tony Barracuda. But anyway,
Tony Barracuda.
Is
he like a mafia boss?
He's basically Archer.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's like he's the archetype of Archer. He wears turtlenecks. He's a super spy. He's yeah, man. You got to understand, this world is wacky. It is wacky. If they made it as a cartoon and made it like Archer, I'll be in. You know what I mean?
Right. That's fascinating.
But yeah, Danger Girl. I don't know about a live action movie for the comparison. You know, it depends who makes it, what they do, and what's the vibe. If I was doing Danger Girl, it'd be cheesy, it'd be jokes, it'd be tongue in cheek. Get Josh Whedon on this. That's what I'd say. But
what if you got the John Wick guys on it?
Then the action would be fucking sick. Quite. Then Josh can write it. Yeah, he can write it. He can't direct it. But Oh no, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's happening.
Yeah.
Regardless. So, I mean, considering that Charlie's Angels been off us, it hasn't been a film since 2003. I mean, this can safely take its place in that.
I'm surprised that didn't become a big franchise.
It could have done, but
yeah.
I guess
maybe the second one didn't do too well, or
I just think it was the whole the way females were treated in that film.
Yeah.
When I say treated, I don't mean. I mean they. Things have changed now, and I think what it will reflect that.
I've just lost all interest in this when it mentioned it's by the Hitman and Resident Evil producers.
Yeah, I just saw that at the bottom.
That's not giving me any. That's a cheap kind. No, there's no love there. It's just an IP. They're just trying to. Yeah, I'm not digging this. Yeah.
All right. Well,
it depends. It depends on what they do with it. But now that I've read that, that's kind of deflated. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay. So James Franco looks like he's going to be multiple man. The possibility he has a high possibility of being multiple man, and you were talking earlier about the him being in X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, he was in X-Men: The Last Stand.
And
multiple man's like a mutant. He's not a superhero or anything. I think this is just them trying to milk the X-Men property a little bit more to have their own, like, you know, spin-offs and stuff.
It's working.
It's working, but multiple man was never a mutant anyone gave a shit about. Last time I checked.
Sure, but
I guess with a big star like Franco, they could turn it into an original IP, maybe. I've got nothing really to say on this.
Have you seen Legion yet?
No, I haven't seen Legion. I'm aware of it. And
that has now that I've seen all of it, that's got heavy. It crosses heavily. It suggests lots of things that happens even in recent films.
Yeah.
And so just the way that they're built, it's got Kinberg's name all over that, and what's his name? Bryan Singer, and that new one, is it The Gifted?
Gifted. Yeah, that was directed by Bryan Singer.
Yeah, one of the episodes was pilot. And even that crosses over with what's going on in that other. They've been really smart. Stealthily with their universe, and again, as you said, multiple man isn't really a thing.
Yeah.
But this could quite easily make it a thing. I mean, especially if you put James Franco, someone like that, he's Method Man. He's literally Method Man. He's. I mean, if you've seen the trailer to The Disaster Artist, he does Tommy Wiseau so well. So well. It's spot on a rendition of Tommy Wiseau. And who's that?
Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to that's the Danger Girl guy, right? So anyway, multiple man looks like it's going to be a thing. In regards to the X-Men universe, depending on what happens with this buyout deal, which is what I'm going to segue into, it looks like what company is it that wants to buy out Fox now? Sony. Looks like they're interested in acquiring the Fox assets.
Right.
And
Sony are looking into buying Fox now.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
No, just the assets anyway. So I don't know what that means.
Well, if they're after the Marvel characters, they ain't getting them. they ain't getting them.
I'm guessing they're after their TV show. I mean, this seems to be all these companies seem to want to go their own streaming route, which I think is going to be a hot mess. But yeah, I mean, I guess they just want TV content. Or just because Fox have a hell of a lot of content.
They have a lot of shows. I mean, like X-Files over at Sony.
It makes more sense than it being at Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
And Alien and whatever else they have, it makes more sense. Simpsons makes more sense at Disney, but depending on what Matt Grading has, I don't know how far involved he is with what yes or no's he can say to that. But this deal just seems to get more interesting, man. By the week, this will totally disrupt the industry in the sense that it will make it smaller, I think. And I mean, you can't. I don't know. Disney seem to want to cannibalize the whole industry.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think this will be a good thing for Sony because it will give them a lifeline.
Yeah.
In a sense, hey, we've got this stuff now. Put that on our streaming site or whatever, or release it under. And I don't know what they would do with the content if they had it, but if I'm right to understand, even if they do buy this, all the Marvel characters go back to Marvel.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I don't know what their play is with that, because if they wanted the characters, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, that's just it. I mean, like, they're not going to get the characters. That gets reverted to Marvel regardless as part of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless like Apple made a bid.
Oh, you don't want that to happen.
No, you don't. But like, I'm giving an example here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see. Why are Fox selling up again? Have they lost a lot of money, or
no?
They just want to concentrate on sports and
news.
News, okay. You know what? That's actually a bit of a shame, really. I'm not going to lie, because Fox, with that fanfare, that's quite an iconic thing in the movie world, man.
Well,
yeah.
Who knows? I don't know what will happen to Fox. They probably might not even. They probably just like, how much would you give us if we gave you all IP? Fascinating.
Yeah.
And then just like, no, we're not for sale anymore, and just carry on doing what they're doing, just knowing that they have.
Yeah.
They have a lot of content that would. I mean, just through going through this, we've just gone through some of what they have in our heads. Just like, and that's not even scratching the surface of how much content they have. So, I mean, even Archer, Family Guy. What's that other show? They've got a hell of a lot of shows and a hell of a lot of film stuff as well. So film titles. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that as it goes. Right. Can't talk about The Incredibles. Did you see The Incredibles 2 trailer?
Yeah, I did. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a good teaser.
Yeah. It's definitely a teaser. More importantly, did you see the Deadpool? Deadpool teaser.
Oh yeah, I saw the Deadpool teaser.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like as mind blowing as everyone else did, but
no, I loved it, man. I loved it. I love that painting. I knew exactly where they were going with that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, the Bob Ross thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, Bob Ross was great.
Yeah, it was just the way he was, because he talks in that lower tone the way he does as well, and the way that he'll start to paint something, and then the next bit it's just there. And, there's so many little tidbits in that little trailer. There's so many little nods to the way he does things, and then it showed you all these little clips of the film, which the way they market those films are really good. They're really good the way they market that, and it looks like even when he was referring to the white powder thing. Hell, I love cocaine. I didn't think he would say that, but he went there. Of course he would. But yeah, that was a awesome trailer as well. At some point, we'll start doing trailer reviews, but in camera. So yeah, that's coming, folks. It's coming.
No.
Not that you're waiting for it, but it's coming regardless if you want it or not. Okay, so here's an interesting story. Tarantino's next film is circling Tom Cruise. That's frigging amazing. Just these are two names I never thought I would see together ever.
I think there was always a chance of that happening.
I mean, he's coming up to doing his last film, man. So
yeah.
I thought, okay, if there was any chance of that happening, it's not going to happen. And then, whoa, Tom Cruise. That's just that's just a lot of cred there.
Well, you know what though? It'll be interesting to see Tom Cruise under Tarantino, because Tarantino doesn't mess around with his scripts and stuff, and Tom Cruise brings Tom Cruise to a movie project, and he's not been someone to follow direction in terms of exactly what the director wants, and he hasn't done a movie like that in a really long time. Last one I can think of the top of my head was probably Stanley Kubrick in Eyes Wide Shut, and quite possibly even back then Scorsese in The Colour of Money.
Oh, right.
So like, do you know what I mean? But with Tarantino, he's very particular about the dialogue. Has to be as written, kind of thing. So I'll be interested to see how Tom Cruise fares in a Tarantino movie, and also I think it'll be really good for him because it'll give us another side of Tom Cruise that really pops its head out.
Yeah.
I mean, like whenever he used to do films with Cameron Crowe, like Vanilla Sky, Jerry Maguire and stuff, you got that Tom Cruise, if that makes sense. When you had just recently American Made,
that was
very good. That was a very good movie.
Yeah, that was really good. And the different side of Tom Cruise again.
So it looks like he's coming back doing these smaller kind of films, which is good because, to be quite honest, he needed to. He's been doing way too many of the big films now. And here's the thing: he's got his franchises. He's got his Mission Impossible. He's got his Jack Reacher.
Or maybe
we'll see if they make another one. But Jerry's out on that. But I mean, you know, Tom Cruise can do whatever he wants, to be quite honest. And the fact that he's even being look, if he ends up in this, cool. I'm game. I really want to see Travolta back in one of these, but you know, we'll have to see.
Oh, that's a swear word at the moment.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to take more than Tarantino to bring Travolta back.
Yeah.
Now, but in terms of if he does end up making this, that's marketing in itself. Tom Cruise in a Tarantino film. That's just marketing in itself. Do you know what? This is the film that's going to be set in the 60s, right?
That's right.
Is it Charles Manson?
Charles Manson.
It's set in that timeline, but it's not strictly about him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when does he plan to actually film this?
Not too sure, but it looks like it's. Well, I think it's next year. I think he's going to start filming it.
Okay.
This looks very likely to be his next project. So yeah.
Oh, that's all. Well, more news on that as it comes along. Right. Okay. We talked about that. Is there anything that you want to talk about in sense of? Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Would you consider him as a Batman-esque kind of?
I thought he'd make a good Robin. No, yeah. I think. Okay, do I think Jake Gyllenhaal can make a good Batman? Yes, I do, because he's that committed as an actor.
Yeah.
Where he wouldn't drop the ball. In terms of physicality, in terms of training, in terms of the voice, yada yada yada. Is he my first pick though? No. My first pick actually is John Hamm. No, for real. He's been doing a lot more comedies lately, but look at Mad Men.
Yeah.
That's Bruce Wayne right there. You know what I mean? He could do Batman in his sleep. Seriously, that guy is my Bruce Wayne if they were to recast. But
it's an interesting choice.
That's seriously, that as well as that guy needs to be an A-lister, man. For fuck's sake,
he is an A-lister.
Well, is he?
Yeah,
is he really?
Everyone knows who John Hamm is. I'd say he's a movie star.
He's a movie star, but he's not.
But he's a good actor as well.
He is a great actor.
And so I think he sits in between, because if
But at the moment he's supporting. There's not a movie where he's billed it.
But people know it's not. I think he's where George Clooney was when he just left ER.
No, George Clooney did From Dusk Till Dawn straight after he left ER.
Yeah, but he still wasn't a movie star then.
No, he was a movie star.
I say when he did Peacemaker.
Peacemaker was just after that.
Yeah, I say
so
that's
he did it in 2 movies.
Yeah,
John Hamm has been.
He hasn't had a lead in a movie yet.
Yes, he has. Yeah. He had it in some Disney.
There's another film that came out recently that he's a lead in as well.
They've both not done too well.
Oh no, one went straight to streaming, and the other one
bombed.
Yeah, the
Disney one.
It was about cricket.
No, it was about baseball.
Oh yeah, he went to India to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I never saw the film. I saw the trailer and I thought, okay, I'm not interested in cricket or baseball.
I did. It was okay for what it was, but no one saw it because no one knew who John Hamm was. That's the thing. I know you saying he's started to get that recognition, but the casual cinema goer doesn't know who John Hamm is. I could drop his name in front of a lot of casual people that don't really watch films, but they know who famous people are, and they would not be able to pick him from a lineup.
Interesting.
So it's those people that, you know what I mean, you got to kind of convince with a star power name. Now I think him doing Batman would be great because then everyone would know who he is, you know what I mean.
I'm not sure if he wants that.
No, maybe not, but it worked for Bale. Bale was an actor. He wasn't quite A-list just yet. The minute he did Batman Begins, everyone knows who the fuck he is. You know what I mean? Because he's Batman, you know? It's like that title. But I honestly think he'd be my first choice. Back to Jake Gyllenhaal, I totally believe Jake Gyllenhaal can do it. I was having a friend of mine was having some jokes. He was like, he'd be the shortest Batman. I'm like, no, Michael Keaton will always be the shortest Batman, and he was the best. But, yeah, in my opinion. But, you know what? I think Jake Gyllenhaal could do it. Personally, I want Ben Affleck to stop having a hissy fit and just don the cape again.
No, he doesn't want to do it.
I know he doesn't want to do it.
I mean, it was very evident in one of the interviews.
Oh yeah, totally.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
He's done.
He is done.
He's done, man.
You know what? After watching Justice League, I buy him even more as Batman. And that's the upsetting thing. It's like, dude, I know you had a bad time, but come on, dude. Like, just make a decent Batman. I want to see a standalone Batman movie with Affleck and have it be wicked, so everyone can root for him and have it be decent. Chances of that happening are slim. I'm not going to lie because of the issues that you said, but to be honest, like, I would keep Affleck. I would pay him all the monies, but WB don't want to do that. So.
I think that's down to 2 things, really. One, how this Justice League film does. And I don't think it will do as well as Wonder Woman.
You don't think?
No. I think it will be forgotten in the next week or so.
Well, it's already made 5 million at the box office. Well, the weekend figures haven't really come out, but how much has it made? Justice League. Okay, it's made 281 million.
Cool.
That's more than expected. So it's potentially almost made its budget back, including marketing. So from next week, it's nothing but profit. So I don't know about that. That's a success to me.
I'm not saying it's going to fail. I just don't think it's going to make as much as Wonder Woman.
96 million domestic. That's a bit of a concern. So
it's a concern for the Americans.
Yeah, it's a concern for Americans.
American domestic doesn't mean anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's about international now.
Oh yeah, true. But yeah, we'll see. In terms of how much the woman made, I think that was 8 million mark.
Yeah, I think it made more than Deadpool, just more than. Oh, did that? I'm not.
Deadpool was about 700.
Yeah, it was on the cusp of 800.
So yeah, Wonder Woman, I've got it here now. Okay, Wonder Woman made 821 million. Okay.
Yeah, so if it gets close to that, I would consider that a win.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, anything that makes 300 million, as far as I'm concerned, is a win. And in terms of the budget that is spent on it, but for Warner Brothers, I guess they want to see a return like all the Marvel films are getting.
Yeah, that's right. They want $1 billion movie. That's the thing.
But that's the thing. I'm not. Even me, I'm just not. I'm not invested in Superman. I'm not invested in Batman. I'm not invested in any one of their characters.
They haven't grown the franchise properly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you don't want to invest your time in watching any of these people on screen.
Yeah.
And so it's. I don't care about Superman anymore. Batman, Wonder Woman. She's interesting because I've never seen her on screen before.
Yeah.
Aquaman. Yeah, I'm interested because it's Jason Momoa. Cyborg, I don't give a flying hoot about. I don't know where you could take it from there, to be honest. It's a tough one, but consistency is the key, I guess. But it's going to be interesting. Do you think they'll go Flashpoint after this?
Difficult to say. The future is. I don't know. We'll more news when we get it. We'll have to monitor it next week and see how well it's doing. But I mean, the reviews have been kind of mixed bag of tricks, but the audience take has been pretty positive. Mm-hmm. And like I saw it the other day, I want to see it again. To be honest, it does have its flaws. Mm-hmm. It does have its flaws. But the good outweighs the bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they actually had really good chemistry, even better than the first Avengers. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, like Affleck and Wonder Woman. Yeah, they got the chemistry. Mm-hmm. Flash steals the show.
Okay.
In my eyes, Ezra Miller steals the show. And that's a big praise for me with Ezra Miller because I love Grant Gustin on the TV show, but he really did. And even Henry Cavill, in my eyes, in this movie is the best he's ever been. He felt like Superman. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to go into it anymore because
spoilers.
There's one bit in the whole movie that made me howl. Mm-hmm. So hard, mainly because it was something that that would happen in the cartoons or the comics, and it was just so funny seeing it done in live action, and it was so funny. But the bad was Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf looked shit. He's the worst CGI creation I've ever seen. Like even when he's talking, so when a character talks, your mouth, your facial features will move and react to what you're talking.
Yeah.
This looked like a video game cutscene.
I mean, even video game cutscenes. You've played Metal Gear and other games, and that they have the facial. I know. It's a different world now.
It's the CGI. CGI is bad in this movie, and the ending could have been done like. There were cool moments, but it could have been executed better. I felt. Mm-hmm. I think, but I don't know what to say. It was a bit of a letdown, but at the same time, mm-hmm. I had a good ride. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, there was so much more to like mm-hmm. that I forgave, kind of thing. A lot of the stuff. That I didn't like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is me. I've been trashing this movie since the first trailer. So for me to say that is a big kind of statement. Is it going to change your mind on people that already going into probably not. Mm-hmm. But Leo had the same sense that I did. Mm-hmm. Leo enjoyed it.
Okay.
And came out of it thinking the same way I felt. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to see it, but I have no pull to it at all. I'm fascinated to hear the music score within the film, but I think that's about it really. But yeah, I probably will see it, but we will see how it goes. Okay, Spider-Man, Morbius even. Yeah. Looks like Sony are moving forward with more of their spin-offs and doing this Morbius film. This was the first time I saw Blade in the
Spider-Man cartoon.
In the Spider-Man cartoons.
That's right.
And then I thought, who the hell's this guy?
Yeah.
And then we found out who Blade was after that. But could you do this film without Blade?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right. Would this be a? Because Marvel have the rights to Blade, don't they? So yeah, I guess
I mean, here's the thing with Morbius. I don't even see how he can get a standalone movie. Doesn't even have a standalone comic. I'm sure you could make something original out of it.
I guess they're fishing for. What have we got? Okay, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, they could try it, and if it's good, and if Marvel like it, maybe connect it. But do you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, I'd be more interested in this than Venom. Do you know what I mean? Because he's so
iconic. He's in the sense that if you get any aspect of that wrong, then you can't do that film again.
Yeah. Whereas Morbius, you can do something special with that. Kind of like Multiple Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
Yeah, because he's such a low-key character, you can you can build his character within that film.
Yeah, and if it works by itself, then fine.
It's like Megasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool. I'd never heard of her before in my life, and then after that, this character's awesome.
Yeah.
And now she's more of a thing than any of the other characters we just mentioned. But it was just the fact that wow, what a name, and she's got some gnarly powers as well. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see, even if she's not in the film that long, you get to kind of really know a character. She's an angsty teenager.
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. It's just we want to make money out of this somehow and put our name on it. So look, Amy Pascal, just stop it. Just stop it.
Is she still in charge?
Well, she's still in charge of that franchise. Yeah.
Okay.
Like her name's all over that. And I love that interview with her and Kevin Feige, and they were talking about the spin-offs and are they connected to the Marvel Universe? And she tried to make out, they were. And Kevin Feige's face was like, "Oh, we're having a talk behind the scenes."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, it's just what the hell, man.
Yeah,
I mean, but then Spider-Man's been a big part. She did bring Spider-Man to the silver screen.
Mm-hmm. But
this woman's got to stop with her ghost busting and her Spider-Man and
Spider-Man.
You just got to stop, man.
Well, I guess that will develop as the weeks and months go by. I'm gonna finish on this piece of news, okay? So Scorsese wants The Irishman, the film that he's making with Netflix, to be released in cinemas.
Yeah.
But Netflix don't want to do that.
Oh, do they not?
It doesn't look like they do. If they do, it will have like a 2-week release, but it'll be released day on day on Netflix stream. And just in the same, again, I've got nothing against people streaming or just films coming out on streaming, but it will just disappear.
Yeah.
It will disappear. No, this will be a thing for a couple of days or maybe a week, and it will disappear. And this is the thing they haven't worked out yet, is to continuously promote a film once it's streamed from day one. How do you keep? Because there's stuff always to watch on streaming. Yeah. When you have a cinema release, you have a selection of maybe 6 films.
Yeah.
Or 10 to go watch, and so you're not restricted, but you'll make a choice. Okay, I'm going to go see this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go see this. And because of what they're doing with this and the technology they're using and the people they have, they've got Pesci, they've got who are the other 2 actors?
Oh, De Niro, Pacino.
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah. And they're all going to get, I think most of them are going to younger in this film. They're going to de-age them, and people are going to want that. You want to see that on a big screen. I would anyway.
Yeah.
If you're going to have these people together, you don't want them on. Yeah, I'm going to watch these guys on my laptop or on my phone. No, man, this has to be displayed. Look at these guys. They look like they did in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. That's going to be amazing. and I can't believe Netflix don't want to display that.
Yeah.
And I mean, depending on how good the work is on their face, it will probably nominated. I mean, just having all these people in a Scorsese film will more likely get nominated, depending on how good the script is. But it's Scorsese, so it probably will. So, how do you feel about this? Do you think it should get a theatrical release?
I think it should. Even if it's a limited one, they should do it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are paying big bucks to see all these guys back on the screen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think Netflix are quite limited in their vision, but then at the same time, it depends whatever's best in their interest for the company. Because, I mean, putting a film out for theatrical release is an expensive thing to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It might be a bit too expensive for them in terms of the budget of what they're doing with the movie as it is anyway. So you got to look at it from that standpoint, because now they're like, well, we agreed to get you to make this, but now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, for it to be considered for anything, it has to be in the cinema.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, I think that all comes down to them whether they want it to be nominated or not. I mean,
wouldn't you having him as a director and having all of these actors? These are tentpole actors.
That's cool. That's all cool, man. But here's the stipulation: are they in the Oscar business, Netflix? No, they're not.
No.
Your movie has to be in theatre to even be eligible to have it nominated for an Academy Award. Mm-hmm. Now, he went to Netflix, okay, and he knew this, so he should shut up and understand the deal that he signed. And that sounds very harsh, and I love Martin Scorsese, and I think this film would have been great, but I didn't see any studios back it. Netflix backed it. So we can complain till all we want till the cows come home. That's the contract that was signed. You knew what you were getting yourself into when you wanted to make it. Just be satisfied that you managed to make the goddamn picture. And yeah, maybe it will go into the ether. But then at the same time, you're going to get people like me and you watching it out of our own interest because we want to see it.
I'll never see it.
Well, fine. You won't see it, but I'll see it. And I'll say on this podcast, yeah, how good or shit it was. But I would have seen it. And I guarantee you when I seen it, a couple of other people will see it as well. And be quite honest, that's the nature of these things. You know, word of mouth, whether it's good or not. I mean, look, he chose to bring it to Netflix. Okay? He knew what he was signing.
In that regards, he probably should have. I know this is he should have, maybe shouldn't have. But if he went to Amazon, it would have been easier to get into the cinema.
Yeah.
And so, because they do a lot of theatrical releases.
Yeah.
And so, maybe, I don't know. It all depends on what his deal is and his stipulations and everything, as you said. If you went to Netflix streaming site, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And it will be a damn shame if it doesn't happen, because I, for one, it's not a reason for me to get Netflix. So I'm not going to see it. So it'll just be a shame. It'll be a crying shame. But it is what it is. He has to be satisfied that he got to make the film that he made, as you said, and that'd be that. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Sorry that this show is shorter, or maybe you guys are happy that the show is shorter. But I've got to go and see a client, so we are ending it there. Satch, where can everyone find you?
SachaMan3 on Twitter, and check my YouTube page, Sacha Allari on YouTube.
And you just finished the project, or do you want to?
No,
okay.
No, I haven't, not just yet. No.
Okay. And you can find this podcast on YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, under Zedos Gang. If you rate us, like us, follow us, that would be great. Any help will do. Thanks everyone for listening to this podcast. We'll be back next week, probably with a guest, I'm not sure. But until then, thanks for listening. This has been the Zedos Again podcast, and we're out.